Okay, I think what we need to do with the text, one of the things I would probably do is I'm not a big fan of the skinny font because it makes it harder to read. I definitely think that we need to put Fred on its own layer. Okay, so and I'm thinking that we do is we put Flippin' Food Fred up here, and then we put Fred right down here below it. Center it. We can make it a little bit larger. But the other thing I'm thinking we also do is we apply some layer styles to it to make it stand out. Just choosing text with font doesn't really work. You're doing something that is food related. So what I would search for is layer style food type. That's all. There's so many styles out there you can download for free. It's amazing what you can do, for this. And so, and there's so many different types that you can actually try out. Chocolate, wafers. Oh, it's just amazing. And what you do is you apply a layer style to it. So, for example, but you have to have the right font. It would not work with this type of font. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to change this font. I'm going to use something a little bit larger. I'm going to do Coolville, and I want to make sure I'm going to start with white as the foreground color. A lot of times when you apply the layer styles, when you're doing something like this, it's better to start with white, but sometimes you have to change it back to black. Okay. Now, and I might move and adjust this afterwards, and so forth. So, if I want to make this a little bit larger, I can use the free transforms tools and just make it larger in that sense. Now, what we do here is I go up to open up my styles panel. Okay, I load the style that I downloaded. You don't want to buy any styles. There's plenty of free styles there. So what I do is I choose load styles, and then I'm going to go to my OneDrive here. Let me download one I have that is that orange. So I have fruit styles, and it downloads as an AS file, so it will find it automatically. I'm going to click on load. It's going to load it down here at the very bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on that style that I want. So it creates the illusion that, is kind of like an orange, for that purpose. Now, with that said, you can go in and there's a variety of different other styles here. You might find something else easier to work with. But also what's happening here, I think with some of the text, you do there's a drop shadow, and we can remove that and see all these layer styles you can manipulate afterwards. So there's layer styles out there. Like, for example, I can come up here and I have downloaded this candy cane one. Okay, problem with this is that you have to have a bigger font to really see it. So you see how big I have to go, and I actually can see the candy cane. So a lot of times with layer styles, it really comes down to the size of the font. I have to really large it up to really see that orange. So when I go up here and I try to apply it to something smaller, I don't see it as much, so I might do that a little bit differently. So I can still apply the same style, just recognize that the font, the type is not large enough to really see the effects that we're looking for.